Welcome back to Bespoke Addict. I've got an absolutely superb pair to show you here. Um, these have not come to camera before. I've got quite a lot of pairs that have either not been to camera or need some work or some restoration, and this is one such pair. And these are they're very special and they will not be leaving. I'm not selling these. These are definitely staying with me, but there's a problem with the fit, and I'm going to discuss what I intend to do with them. I've been spending huge amounts of time preparing, cleaning, moisturising, repairing shoes that I'm selling. These are being sold. They're amazing, but they need a lot of work. A pair of button boots from about 1900, and these from the 1930s. Lizard skin and buckskin, fabulous things. But I'm getting fed up with just dealing with shoes I'm selling. And hiding, basically shoving everything to the back that I'm intending to keep, purely to keep my hands off them. If they've been buried and covered in things like this, then I can't get to the ones I'm keeping. But first, these are made by Jason Amesbury. He worked for John Lobb for many, many years. He was one of John Lobb's permanent staff. And he left and sort of started just doing a few private clients. These are just fantastic. He's just got his little signature thing here, Amesbury of London. Sometimes it reads Amesbury and Co. Now these, I wear about a 9.5. These I would say are about a 10.5, and they rattle about on me. They're too wide, they're too long, and being loafers, you can't exactly pull the laces in. So I do have a bit of a problem. So what I've done, I've very carefully peeled out the original heel sock, which will give me a chance to clean it with alcohol. I'll totally strip that back and I will recolour it entirely with a similar cream to this, but a better colour match. I'll match the colour from the middle here before I strip it. I will have the correct colour. I've got every one. And what I've done, I've made a cork insert. Let me just pull it out. Here it is, but it's actually a little bit thick. What I did, I've traced a piece of paper around the bottom, cut it out. It was obviously a little bit too big. Then I've shoved the paper inside. It was roughly right. Then I've been able to go around with my finger and just sort of chase and make a mark with my finger, then trim out with the scissors and copy it onto the cork. And the cork I'm going to glue onto here. And then I'll put the originals back in. But I think I've got different thickness of cork. That's about 3 millimeters. So I'm going to try 2 millimeters, just to lift my foot up a little fraction. But the biggest job I'm going to do to these is I'm actually going to, it's quite risky, but I've done it many times before. These are bespoke Foster and Son trees, and therefore a bespoke pair of Fosters I have that fit me beautifully. And that's a fixed tree. What I'm going to do, you can't do from the trees that you can push, the universal trees with the springs in that have to be fixed. I'm actually going to shrink the skin with steam. It's quite high risk. I'll put I don't want to do all of the skin loss, all of the size loss in skin shrinkage, particularly with this stitching here, because that can cause the stitching to wriggle. I'm going to lose a couple of millimeters of it with the inserts that I've just shown you. I could actually wear them just as they are with the 3 millimeter, but they're a little bit baggy here and here, just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is reduce the cork to 2 millimeters, and then they'll be a little bit big on me. I'm then going to steam the shoes onto these trees. In particular, here, it's quite baggy, and when I've got them on my feet, they just look baggy here, and they're a bit baggy here. You can see the excess moving about. I need to lose that excess. There's a little bit of excess here, not a lot, but just if I could pinch it, I'll probably pinch 2.5 millimeters. So the toe's perfect. What I'll do, I'll film the whole thing, use a wet towel and a steam iron, just a domestic steam iron, and I will press, keep away from the toe entirely, and I'll keep away from the welting entirely. I'll just press this area then the steam will go straight through, and as it dries, it will shrink the skin. So I'll be able to get all this excess out, this excess here, and there's quite a lot of excess there. That's the main thing. If I can really pull that in, it will, yeah, I'll be able to get those tight. I'll be able to do the back of the heel quite well. I'll be able to shrink these about half a size. And by lifting the soles discreetly, that's about another half a size. I know that I can make these fit me. They're stunning, stunning things. Very, very rare. And Jason Amesbury didn't make many shoes. And, he basically retired from John Lobb and did a few private clients. He did have his own business. I don't think it's function anymore. I did hear that it hadn't ended so well with him I'm not sure if he got ill, but anyway, somebody will probably know. Well, I know somebody will know. The people that used to work with him would know him very well. But anyway, they are just superb. There's also a problem with the heel. Jason didn't put this ghastly heel on. This is just an awful, crude job. It's actually a very good heel. It's an American heel. It's not for a bespoke shoe. It's for a ready-to-wear shoe, and that is coming off. It's too clumsy, and it's been fitted very, very crudely. This heel should be extremely tapered, and it starts to taper quite severely. It tapers all around, and then it abruptly stops. Whoever's done this repair has pulled the original off and pulled one of the veneers off and put this damn thing on, and the angle starts, then it comes off like this. The angle should come in about 25, 30 degrees and have a much, much smaller footprint. And it also shouldn't be straight now. It should be curved and angled, sort of angled in slightly. It's going to be quite a fiddle, but I'm going to get that right. And the clown that's done this job, he's tried to run this through a sander, or he's got a knife and tried to trim it off, because of course the leather stack was tapered dramatically, and he's tried to put on this big thick piece of rubber that isn't tapered, then just used a knife to try and hack bits off. This one's actually even worse. But, they're spectacular shoes and they're worth getting right. My treatment, the steaming, will ruin this colour. The colour could easily be revived, but I've got so many shoes and loafers in this colour, I don't think I'm going to keep the colour. I think I'm going to do them oxblood, a traditional English oxblood, as a loaf. They will look stunning. And I personally, a lot of people will like this colour and beg me not to change it. I like it, don't get me wrong, I like it. But I prefer oxblood, and I wear oxblood a lot, and red and burgundy and whatever. So I believe I wear these a lot in oxblood, and the oxblood will easily correct the colour. But I'm not going to do it yet. I need to get a lot of these other shoes that I'm lying around, get them prepared and listed for sale. And it will take some weeks before I get to these. But I wanted to show you and let you see what I've got planned, and some of the shoes that I'm keeping and what I'm going to do with them. They do look amazing. They are amazing, but the heel's completely incorrect and the size is not correct. They're so beautiful. I'm not prepared to cut corners with them. I've got to really take the risk and do the work. And it's this area in particular that they're just massive on me. I think whoever had these made must have had quite wide feet, certainly have wide ankles. And I need to lose a lot, really tighten them in. But when it's done, if it's done with enough care, you'll never know that's been done. It's far from good for the shoes. And yes, it's very high risk, especially on something of this sort of quality and value and rarity. But I'm pretty sure I can get away with it, and I'll film it. I'll let you see the outcome. But yeah, this pair are not for sale. I'm keeping these.